Thanks for joining us. We are live at 5. We're ready to get your thoughts on our story today. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook if you would like to get in on the conversation. Let's get started. I'm Cheryl Preheim along with Caitlin Ross and Aisha Howard, and it is National Working Parents Day.
Who knew that was a thing?
What a holiday.
I know,
right?
I did not know that. I've been a working parent for a long time. First time I knew there was a day for it.
But unlike other holidays where you celebrate or eat cookies, this one is really all about guilt.
Yes, it
the
is.
guilt you feel as a working parent.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's something you guys are necessarily, just raring to be excited about. But what does play into that? What are some of the things you guys are really guilty about? You're coming here to do a job that you love,
right?
But you're leaving these cute little faces.
It's all about time. You just can't duplicate time. You can't make more of it. And it always feels like a tug and pull over time because work obviously takes a lot of time and you must put in your time. But every bit that you're doing there, it's taking away from time you'd like to have with your family as well. So it's always a tug of war.
And I think that the word balance is so ridiculous because there is never going to be a balance. You're never going to feel like, oh, I've struck the perfect amount between home life and work life.
Yeah.
When I'm at home, I always feel like, oh, there should be something more I'm doing with work. When I'm at work, I feel like, oh, am I missing something that my son is doing right now?
Yeah, there's no question. We've gotten a lot of comments. This is something a lot of people can relate to in their lives. Whether you are the parent yet or you saw your parents struggle with this. I remember when my mom was struggling with a work balance with home. So let's get into some of the questions here.
Yeah, some of the comments are really insightful. I think I want to start with Debbie, who said, I always felt like I was missing so much of their happy moments, milestones. Yes, she was a single parent. Dad had alternating weekend visits. To this day, I think I could have done better. And that makes me so sad because I'm sure Debbie is an absolute rock star in her kids' eyes.
Yeah, and to still be holding on to that. And we talk about all these stories with people, millennials per se, delaying having children. And I think these are some of the reasons why. You're like, do I have time for that? What could I give a child right now? I'm trying to kill it in my career. And so I think I can push that off to a little bit later in life where I feel like I'm more established on the career side and give more time to this. The dads are really talking about this too. So I think that's, important to know that they're not the only ones feeling like that. But you got some in too.
I think it's just doing the best you can. There's no perfect scenario and there's no perfect timing to what you're saying. And so this comment from Ann really struck a chord with me because that was what she was saying. Ann is saying, my mom had been a stay-at-home mom, which we love, but she had regrets of never getting out to do other things. My kids are both successful and lived through my working even though I had regrets. They thank me for showing them a good work ethic. They learned something from that. In the end, we do the best we can, and somehow it usually works out.
I told you guys that the dads were really in on this conversation too. They can be single parents as well or work away from the home a lot too. So this dad, Mike, says that even as a man, I went through the same emotions when I would drop my daughter off at preschool. It made me feel like I was abandoning her. She was abandoned in China as a baby and we adopted her at 10 months old. So I think this is just an all-around conversation, but maybe it switches the conversation to give yourself some credit.
Yeah.
You guys are killing it.
Well, because it's hard. No matter what you do is hard. Primrose Schools actually did a whole study about this, and what I thought was interesting was it was your point. 31% of parents feel like they don't spend enough time with their kids. So time really is the issue in figuring out where you spend that time.
And there's a whole nother conversation that you can be a part of too about the time you have. The also guilt is, am I maximizing it or am I living on my phone or with all the other distractions? That's a whole separate conversation, but these are all the things that we juggle every day. So keep the comments coming. We always want to know what you think about this. Leave your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We post every weekday. Follow us on our social media pages. We want your comments to be part of the show. Have a great night.